I will again request everyone to switch on the camera. That will be good. Sumesh, should we start? Like,
Yes, Gagan, we can start now.
the only thing is that I'm not sure whether everyone is, since most of them have not switch on the camera, but either we can go ahead without that as well. Shikha, Manohar, Suzanne, Mani, Manish. It will be good if you can switch on the camera. Thank you, Manish. Anurag, Suzanne, Parth, Mani, Manohar. I'm just spelling the name based on the ticker which is there. If it is addressing you well, then please switch on the camera. Thank you, Ravi. Cool. Some of you have switched on the camera on the request. This is nice. Others also, if you can do that, it will be good for us to connect with you well. And I will start the session. Right, Sumesh?
Yes, we can start now.
Okay. And says you can let other people join in as I'm running the session. I've made you the co-host. Sumesh also, I've made you the co-host.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you everyone for coming on the day of a match. I know some of you would have taken out time with some difficulty, but this is nice to see at least 10 odd people who have joined this call. In fact, maybe more than 10. Uh, s- idea of this session is to give you a sense about First Global. Some of you have been part of it in some or other form in past, and most of you may have heard from Sumesh and Sayes in the last FTC. But we thought we'll do this webinar and we'll try to give you more idea, and we want all of you to ask questions if you have any after this session. We have broken down into three parts, and me, Sumesh, and Sayesh will cover that. After end of each part, you can ask us the question if you have any particular query. Our purpose in this session is to tell you about First Global, tell you about us, which is the STEM Education Trust, give you some sense on previous editions of First Global, and tell you more about what is required to be part of Team India for First Global 2025, which is going to happen in Panama City in the end of this year. So the key purpose of this presentation is to give you idea about First Global 2025, where probably one of you can get a chance to be part of it along with your team, or for you to know more about it for future purpose. So First Global is one of the largest robotics competition in the world, and STEM Education Trust is a India partner for that. First Global started in 2016, and that is when we set up STEM Education Trust to support the India chapter for First Global. In STEM Education Trust, we have few like-minded people who have done robotics in our life, either as a student. When I was student at IIT, I used to do robotics, and then I got exposed to building robot, and that gave me an insight about how robotics can transform and how STEM can transform individuals, not just understanding technology better, but also help in developing life skills. Same is the case with Fahad, who is one of the team member, Anand, who is also the team member. All of us worked together in our college days building robots. I'm talking about 15 years back. Same, we have Sayesh and Sumesh. Both have been part of a lot of FIRST program and other initiative around robotics. They've seen how their children life has transformed using robotics. So we are like-minded people who are voluntarily running the India chapter for First Global under the banner of STEM Education Trust. All of us are full-timely involved in some other activities, and this is our voluntary initiative, so that you are aware that we are so much passionate and believe in promoting STEM and robotics and FIRST programs that we all of us have collectively decided to run this. STEM Education Trust got conceptualized in 2016 when Dean Kamen decided to start First Global, and his whole idea, and since most of you are part of FTC and related FIRST program, and you have seen the impact of FTC in America and across the world, but still it was limited to a lot of developed nations and some developing nations, but it was not widely spread. And that was the whole idea of Dean Kamen to start a First Global, which will become very much like Olympics. Uh, just for your idea, almost 190 countries participates in First Global uh, every year, roughly 190, 188, 191. So almost nearly the whole world participate in First Global. Each year, one team comes to represent their country, like the way it happens in Olympics. And when it was started in 2016, we somehow we got in touch with them, and then we were chosen to run the India chapter. And since then, we have been running the India chapter from then. It's almost now more than 7 years. Uh, so yeah, I think I will not talk much about it, but yeah, that's the key background about STEM Education Trust and somewhat about First Global. Uh, can we move to the next slide? Yeah, so as I told, it's the best part of First Global is it's an Olympic style, Olympic level competition, and the whole idea of all the people who are involved along with Dean Kamen is that eventually it should be part of Olympics. And that's our vision and mission of driving first global, that every year the way each country is involved and their government is involved to send a team for Olympics, same way robotics should be part of Olympic games, and team should be going representing their countries in robotics as a sport. That's the whole idea, and so far it has been driven by a lot of volunteers across the world. And slowly and slowly the government involvement from some countries have started happening, and we have a hope that it will become a mainstream in couple of years. And that's the reason I will encourage all of you to think about this as a competition as well. Like, you have been participating in many competition, but this has its own importance and value. Every year it happens in one country. In the first year it happened in America, then it happened in Mexico, then it happened in Dubai, then we had a COVID. So there was a pause for 2 years, and then started happening in other countries. I will take you through the photographs and give you some glimpse of what we have been doing every year. Can you move to the next slide? And Sumeshan says, if you want to add anything which I have missed in the previous section, feel free to add. Yeah, so as I said, like, each country sends one team to be part of this Olympic Games, and each country has a local chapter or a body which picks and selects that team. In India, STEM Education Trust is playing that role, and we are fortunate to be partner with them from the first year till date. Hope we'll be doing it for future years also. And every year the competition happens in a different city, different country. This year it's happening in Panama. In past, it has happened in Switzerland, Athens, and other country which I've mentioned. I I think all the first programs are very fantastic, but I think First Global has its own beauty given the importance they have given, that it rotates in each country, and it's more like a symbolic representation of Olympics. So I think a lot of global sponsors comes in to support this initiative, and there's a separate team within the first group. It's not the same team which organized the first other program of first, like FTC and FLL. This is a different team altogether which runs First Global. Let's move to the next slide. So yeah, we wanted to show you some past years photograph, and some of the team mentors may be here, and you may know at least if they are not here. So 2017 was the first year, and Nilesh, whom most of you know, all of you know, helped us initiate this chapter, and thanks to him we were able to select one of the team which he was mentoring that time, which was part of FRC. We took them to USA. That was the foundation year of First Global. Move to the next slide.
So I can just add about the awards that the first year we got. We were ranked 18 in 2017, and we won a gold for Zhang Heng Award for Engineering Design, as well as a bronze for the bronze award for the first global challenge. Two awards we won that year, 17.
Yeah,
Next one.
this is the photo of 2018, and again, you may be knowing Sumesh very well. He runs very, like, he's basically driving the Pune chapter from first in many form, and he's been involved with almost all the FTC program, at least since the time I know. Uh, he's fan of FTC as well as now FGC, and now is a part of STEM Education Trust also. So this team has gone in 2018.
And they won 3 awards: the Clara Burton Award for Helping Hands, the Safety Award, as well as the Mansa Musa Award for Fundraising. 3 awards won that year in 2018.
Yeah. Then, so here I would like to add one thing which India has been trying its best. So one of the key factor of First Global was to make robotics available to everyone. Generally, robotics, given the complexity, given the cost associated, and given a lot of other factors like uh, technical challenges, it's been limited. It's not well diversified, and that's the whole idea of First Global, was to have a diversity in terms of all the countries participating and coming on this platform, like the way all happens in Olympics, and also to make it diversified within the same country, i- like getting a homogeneous mix and right representation of that country. And so every year they suggest us and recommend us to get as diversified team as possible, and each subsequent year we have tried our best. It's not easy to find a team which is well mixed in all terms, but as you see, in second year we were selected team from Pune. In third year we selected a all girls team. Meenal was the part mentor for this team. Many of you may know her as well. uh, this happened in Dubai that year. Then we had a virtual First Global because of the COVID. I think same year, I think FTC also didn't happen, if I remember correctly.
Yes, that year FTC also did happen.
Yeah. So again, that year we particularly chose a team because generally in first program we are not able to choose a team from different geographies in our country, right? Because you have to physically meet at a one place and work together. So we came up with the idea that why not to choose individuals and then form a team and which will work remotely, which will coordinate with each other, and it was not easy. Like that time was the first year of for all of us in the world to how to learn to work on Zoom and everything. And that year we took a big step and we had a team from various parts of India, and they represented reasonably well. Fahad and Anil was the team mentor of that year team. Then we had a team from different cities of Gujarat in 2021. Ashwin Shah was the mentor of this team. Some of you may know him. This was again virtual, right, Sumesh?
Yes, this was also virtual.
This was also
The
virtual.
team won 4 awards: the first Global Grand Challenge Award, phase 1 of the Solutions Challenge, Outstanding Mentor, and the Judges Award.
Let's move to the next slide. Yeah, this is again very special team. Year 2022, this first global happened in Switzerland. And this is a team from largely from Dharavi in Mumbai. They all used to go to the public school. We took a big step. There are a couple of foundation in Mumbai which works very closely with such kids, and they run some program, Salam Bombay, and a lot of other initiative like Teach for India, and also through them we got this team. Minal was the mentor of this team again, and this we learned a lot of like interesting insight while working with this team, and they all uh, uh, this was very special team, and this happened in Geneva. Says, you remember which award?
Yeah. So they won the very important award called as the Sofia Kovalevskaya Award for International Journey. It's one of the top awards ever given for FGC, yeah, for international journey.
Because like this team didn't have the passports. In fact, some of the team members, their parents didn't have a proper ID proof to help them to make a passport. Visa was the second thing. So a lot of logistical issues were there, but we all worked together and able to manage, uh, represent India quite well. So like every time we have done like at least we have tried our best to find as diverse team as possible and make them represent there. Can you, yeah. This is 2023 team. That is when we got in touch with Sayesh. Now he's one of the active member of our STEM Education Trust. In fact, by the way, like FGC has given us a lot of member for STEM Education Trust and a lot of cheerleaders. We have now Nilesh joined in the call. Like he has been one of the cheerleader from day one, and he's been involved in so many different programs that, but still he's able to give time to us. Same way, we are able to get Sumesh, Jayesh, Ashwin, and so this is the Goa team. Again, we were quite surprised to see the enthusiasm and passion which the team member in this team had, and we were uh, very lucky to have Sayesh as a mentor for this team. And uh, this competition happened in Singapore, closer to India, and this was also again one of the very good performance. Sayesh, can you share the awards?
Yeah. So the team ranked 17 and won 4 awards: the Clara Burton Helping Hands Award, Silver Award for Fundraising, Safety Award, as well as Social Media Award in Singapore.
Yeah, so this is our last year team. Thanks to Nilesh, he was the mentor of this team. And the special thing about this team is like this is the team which came fourth last year. This is the most closest in terms of ranking. Frankly, we were quite close to the getting a bronze. Like we were almost feeling that we are winning a bronze, and we were, but we just lost it. And again, as you know, there are the way FTC happens, same way that you have alliance, and also a lot of things depends on that. But yeah, and we got other awards also. Says which one were them?
The bronze for Golden Zeng Engineering Design Award.
Engineering design. Yeah, for engineering design, we anyway got the bronze, but in the main championship, we were just fourth. So this is our journey from 17 till now. And as I told you, like, and like there have been three chances when we were in top 20, three times. So our performance over the years has increased. Over the years, we have shown enough diversity in the team. We have taken a lot of experiments, and the whole idea of doing this webinar is to encourage all of you who are actively part of FTC and other programs to send teams for 2025. Now I will hand over this to Sumesh. He will take you through. If you have any question till now with respect to past first global and uh, or anything related to STEM, you can ask us by unmuting yourself. Otherwise, Sumesh will take you through the selection process for 2025, which is the key agenda of this call, to give you a sense about how we are thinking. And we have actually dwelled a lot around how to enhance our selection process, and a lot of good things we have added this year to improve the whole process. Maybe Sumesh, you can start.
Thanks, Gagan. So, hi guys. So we are now starting the selection process for FGC Team India 2025. Most of you I know were part of FTC, which just concluded last weekend, and I'm sure you're all excited to jump on to the next event, which is going to be FGC Team India. So as part of the selection process, what we'll be doing is, like Gagan explained, we will be selecting one team from India who will be representing India at the first global challenge in Panama, and this will happen in October of this year. So this meeting that we have today, this webinar, is to introduce the concept of first global and to initiate the process of selecting Team India for this purpose. So this selection process for Team India is broken down into 4 steps. The first step is a robotics challenge, a competition that you need to solve using your robot, and that's called the Coral Rescue Challenge. I'm sure most of you would have already seen the game manual that has been published on the FGC website, on the STEM Education Trust website. If you're not seen, then we'll be sharing those links again onto the WhatsApp group. So if there are any of you who have not yet joined the FGC 2025 WhatsApp group, please do so. You will see a QR code to join the group towards the end of this presentation. And using that, you can join. So all the information would be available on that group as well as on the STEM Education Trust website. So in this Coral Rescue competition, what you need to do is you need to solve a certain robotics challenge. We'll go over the rules of the challenge in the next slide. And this is to be done remotely. So what you need to do is you need to play a match for 1 minute using your robot, and your robot alone will be playing that match. You need to shoot a video of your robot in action. That 60 seconds video should be unedited and shot in a single shot using a single camera. And you need to be submitting that video along with some other content that we will explain very soon. So the video submission is the first step in this process where you have to show your robot playing the Coral Rescue game. After the video has been submitted, in the second step, a panel of judges would be evaluating all the submissions and shortlisting the teams who will move on to the next round. And this next round are the judges' interviews, where the judges will be meeting you online in an online meeting. And the judges will ask you about the robot that you have built. How did you build it? What all design concepts did you use? And how did you actually solve the problem? How do you work with each other as a team and so on? So there are many criteria that the judges will use in this interview in order to judge a team. So today, later in this presentation, we'll also talk about the judging rubric that will be used for the selection of Team India. And finally, after multiple rounds of judges interviews, team, the winning team that will be selected, that will be representing India in Panama at the first global challenge in October. So the season typically starts around June when First Global releases their problem statement, and the team then gets on building a robot to solve the problem statement. Along with that, there are many other small challenges that are released that are related either directly to the robot or to other aspects such as social media and community service and things like that. So all those things will happen later. Right now, what we are concerned is which team amongst all of you will represent India at the 2025 First Global Challenge to be held in Panama in October. And the first step for that is the Coral Rescue Challenge submission. So we'll now look at the Coral Rescue game. Now, as we go through these slides, I'm sure a lot of you will have a lot of questions about the game and about how scoring will be done and if there are any restrictions around the game. So in the interest of time and in the interest of completing everything, I would request all of you to make a note of your questions, and we will be taking all the questions at the end of the presentation once we've gone through these slides. So the theme for this year's first global challenge is eco-equilibrium. That's a theme that they have announced. And what eco-equilibrium means is the Earth as a planet has a very delicate ecosystem, and it has been in a stable equilibrium all through the centuries, which is why all species of plants and animals on Earth have survived. And the goal of this coral rescue challenge is to be able to replenish the coral reefs that have been slowly degrading away in the world. So these coral reefs are basically living organisms that contain very small microscopic sea animals in them, and they need to be replenished by bringing in more healthier sea animals to them. So as part of this coral rescue challenge, what your robot needs to do will be explained in this video. So we'll run a quick video over here that explains the entire game in the form of an animation. And once the video ends, then I will be taking you through all the individual steps of this challenge so that it all becomes clear.
Welcome to the Coral Rescue Challenge for First Global Team India. The First Global Challenge is an Olympic-style international robotics competition where students from around the world unite to solve global challenges. Our planet's ecosystems are damaged due to human practices, and it's important to restore them. This year's challenge is Coral Rescue. Your mission: sustainably farm a new species of seahorse and implant them onto freshly formed coral reefs. Your robot needs to harvest seahorses from a marine farm and deposit them onto 2 coral reefs. The playfield consists of a marine farm with hanging seahorses and 2 coral reefs, an upper and a lower reef. The marine farm has seahorses hanging by their tails. You can construct a marine farm using chairs and a PVC pipe. The coral reefs are located 10 feet away from the marine farm. Use a chair and buckets to construct the coral reefs. The game element is a seahorse. You can 3D print them or use specimens from the 2025 FTC game. The match lasts 60 seconds. Your robot can only carry one seahorse at a time and must not throw them. Depositing a seahorse in the lower coral reef earns 10 points, and the upper coral reef earns 20 points. The robot with the most points wins. Your robot must start within a 50 centimeters by 50 centimeters by 50 centimeters volume. You can use robot kits or custom-made parts and controllers. Design a robot that makes good use of sustainable and low-cost resources to earn brownie points. Remember, the robot should be completely designed and constructed by the students themselves with guidance from mentors. Join the Coral Rescue Challenge and help restore our planet's ecosystems.
Okay, so that was the animation video. Now we'll do a quick breakdown of the entire game. So the playfield looks something like this, what you see on the left. There are two areas in the playfield. One is called the marine farm, where the seahorses are hanging upside down on a pipe, what you see here on the left. And a little ahead of them, exactly 10 feet ahead of the marine farm, are the coral reefs. There are two coral reefs represented in the form of buckets that you see here in this diagram. So the upper coral reef is a bucket that has been placed on top of a chair, and the lower coral reef is a bucket which has been placed on the ground. And the game element of this game is called a seahorse. It has a hook on it using which the seahorses can hang onto the PVC pipe, which is the marine farm. And this game element, we are making available the 3D printer file for all of you to be able to print this game element on a 3D printer. However, if you have access to the game elements of the FTC game of this year into the reef, you can use those specimens also in place of this game element, the seahorse. So they are equivalent to each other. So you don't need to even print them if you have those specimens. Now let's look at the rules of the game. So the match duration is 60 seconds. And as part of the match, what the robot has to do is it has to go pick up a seahorse from the marine farm. So the seahorses are hanging on the PVC pipe in the marine farm. The robot has to pick up one seahorse, one at a time, and then travel to the coral reefs that are located 10 feet away and deposit the seahorse in either of the two buckets, either the lower bucket or the upper bucket. The upper coral reef, it scores 20 points. And if you deposit in the lower coral reef, you score 10 points. And the robot that scores the maximum number of points in the 60-second match is the winner of Coral Rescue. So these are the rules of the game. It's a very straightforward, simple game, especially if you've built an FTC robot this year, then you know how it is to be played because the FTC game robot also is built on similar principles. Now, there are some rules around building the robot. The maximum size of the robot can be 50 centimeters by 50 centimeters by 50 centimeters at the start of the match. Once the match starts, then the size of the robot can increase beyond this limit. You're allowed to use robot kits from vendors such as Rev Robotics or GoBuilda or Tetrix or any other vendor which makes robotic kits. You can also use robot controllers that are based on Arduino or on Raspberry Pi, and other control systems are also allowed. So there is a lot of flexibility in terms of building this robot for this challenge. You can also use custom parts that you can 3D print, or you can even cut on a CNC machine. Now, along with all this, along with the speed of your game, along with the number of seahorses that you are able to deposit in the 60-second game, the design of your robot is extremely important. And when we say the design of the robot is extremely important, there are multiple parameters that we will evaluate when it comes to the design of the robot. And we'll quickly look at those parameters when we look at the judging rubric. The design also needs to make use of sustainable and low cost materials. And if you do that, then you'll earn some brownie points. So that's an important aspect over here. And the robots must be completely designed and constructed by the students themselves. We heavily discourage mentors from designing and constructing the robots for the students. The students are most welcome to take the help of mentors in terms of understanding how to solve the problem, but the complete robot must be designed and built by the students themselves. And all of these rules, the match rule, the game rules, the robot rules, and the playfield description and everything else has been described in detail in the Coral Rescue game manual. This game manual is available on the website for download, and we will also be sharing this game manual on the WhatsApp group after this meeting. Now, in terms of team constitution, First Global allows a core team of 5 students, and this 5 students will have a team mentor that will be included as part of the team that has to come with the team. And SET also appoints another mentor to the team. So in total, we have 7 members in the core team, which is 5 students plus 2 mentors. One mentor comes with the team, and the other mentor is appointed by SET. Along with the core team, First Global also allows an extended team where we can recruit additional students into this extended team once the Team India, the core team has been selected. So for now, right now, when you register on the website, when you register your team, you need to register only 5 students and your mentor who form the core team. The extended team members will get added once the team has been selected for Team India. Then SET will work closely with that team and recruit additional students as extended team members. So these extended team members have a lot of benefits. So they're eligible to travel with the core team to Panama. Although there are certain caveats and restrictions on the kind of role that they would be playing, the extended team members are also eligible for FGC certificates. Now, all of this will matter only once your team gets selected as FGC Team India. Only then the extended team comes into the picture. So right now, you guys don't need to worry about it. All you need to do is you need to submit names of 5 team members when you register your team. And when you submit your video, you need to have details about those 5 students in that video. If you feel that you have students in your extended team who are very good, then you need to actually move them to your core team and have your best 5 team members represented in the core team.
Just
We'll
to
now
share that
judging
this will be based on those 5 team members. We'll be judging those 5 key team members. So I think that's the reason he's saying have the best people in your those 5 set of core students.
Yes, that's correct. So the judging rubric for FGC Team India selection for 2025 is a 5-point rubric. You can see the 5 points listed down here. All of these points have an equal weightage of 20% each. And each criteria or each item in the rubric, the team will be evaluated against these items on 3 levels. The 3 levels are excellent, good, and needs improvement. The first rubric is your robot's performance in the coral rescue game. So the video that you will submit will have a 60-second match of the robot playing that game included in the video. We will evaluate that video, those 60 seconds of gameplay of your robot, and we will determine how much your robot has scored depending on how many seahorses were delivered into the coral reefs and what was the total score of the team. And the way that this will be evaluated is all teams that are in the 90th percentile and above will be given the excellent level. All the teams that are in the 50th to 90th percentile will be at the good level, and teams that are below 50th percentile will be in the needs improvement level. So this is the first rubric criteria, robot performance in the coral rescue game. The second criteria is a robot design. So basically what we will be looking at, especially during the judges interview, we'll be looking at how well has the robot been designed and constructed. Has the team used innovative and efficient mechanisms? And does the team demonstrate a good understanding of engineering principles in the design? And how effectively has the team communicated the robot's design to the judges? And most importantly, has the team made design decisions that use sustainable and low cost resources in the robot design? So R2 is all about robot design. Again, the team will be evaluated on 3 levels, excellent, good, and needs improvement. The third rubric is the first core values of equity, diversity, and inclusion. So what do we mean by equity, diversity, and inclusion? So what this means is, does your team have a good mix of people from all kinds of backgrounds, from all kinds of genders, from all kinds of ethnicities, from all kinds of socioeconomic status, from all kinds of abilities? So that's what equity, diversion, and inclusion means. You can go to the first website and read about this particular core value in detail on the first website. They have explained it really well with lots of examples. So I will strongly encourage all team members to go and read about that, because this is a very important criteria in the rubric. the first core values of equity, diversity, and inclusion that we use in order to select Team India. The fourth criteria, R4, is about critical thinking, problem solving, and team dynamics. So, what do we mean by critical thinking is when a team faces a problem. For example, a mechanism on your robot is not working as well as you would like it to work. Then, what kind of an approach does the team take in order to solve that problem? Does the team just jump onto the first solution that they found and simply go ahead and build it? Or do they analyze 10 different solutions, do some brainstorming, and come up with various kinds of solutions and choose the best solution? So these are the kind of things that we'll be evaluating. We'll be evaluating the team as a whole, as well as we'll be evaluating each of the 5 team members. How well are they in terms of critical thinking? How good are they in problem solving? And how does the team work as a whole? How good are the dynamics in the team? Does the team display collaboration, communication? So during your judges interviews, we look at those aspects. We look at how is the team communicating with each other? How is the team communicating with judges? Are they supporting each other? Are the team members actively listening to what the judges are saying or asking? So all these aspects are covered in this R4, which is critical thinking, problem solving, and team dynamics. And the fifth and the last criteria in the rubric is team ownership, contribution, and time commitment. Now, this is extremely important. So, what we mean by team ownership is the students need to demonstrate complete ownership of the robot. What do we mean by complete ownership of the robot? We mean that the team members, the students should have designed the robot, the students should have built the robot. And during the discussions with the judges, the students should show a deep understanding of each and every small functionality in the robot. So if a design decision has been taken to say include a particular size of a component or a particular type of a motor, say in the robot, then the team should be able to understand and explain to the judges why such a decision was taken. So the goal behind this particular rubric is we strongly encourage the students to design the robot and to build the robot. And we highly discourage mentors from doing this job for the students. So the students need to demonstrate very strong hands-on skills. Everything that you see on the robot, the students should be able to demonstrate that they have built it. And they should be able to explain why each and every system or each and every component was implemented. So that is all about team ownership and team contribution. Another important aspect is once the team gets selected for FGC Team India, they need to give a large time commitment in terms of time in order to participate in all the activities of FGC. So robot building is one activity. There are many other activities that go on as part of the FGC challenge that starts in around June and July and goes on till about September and October till the time the event happens in Panama. So this period of 3 to 4 to 5 months is going to be extremely busy for Team India, and they need to be committed toward giving all the time that is required in order to do all these activities. So the judges will be looking at things like, do the team members have any other commitments during the same time period? Do some of the team members have their board exams or some other exams in between? Or are they participating in some other robotic competitions or other competitions in which they will have to give the time? Or are there any travel related logistics issues in some team members? For instance, if you're living in a big city and you're living very far away from the place where the robot has to be built, then how are you going to arrange the travel? And most importantly, do the team members really have the fire in them to be a part of Team India? So they need to have a very strong desire to be able to represent their country and to excel at this competition. That is what we look for. So these are the five points in the rubric that the judges will be using in order to evaluate Team India and to select the one team that gets to represent India. I'm sure all of you will be having a lot of questions at this point. I would request you to just hold on for a few more minutes when we reach the stage of question and answer, and then we'll be taking up all questions.
I just want to emphasize on one part. Like, you go for any competition and winning the chance to be part of, say, top three. Generally, your performance of robot in the competition matters, right? Which is closer to the R1 point here. A lot of time the robot doesn't work as what you planned. but it was actually a great design in some or other form. R2 take care of that. R3, 4, and 5 are very core to first global, which are like diversity in the team in all way, and how much team has done the work independently, what is the time commitment, ownership, passion they have for this competition. So a lot of subjective factors come into the play. Generally, these points are not counted to be to win a particular competition, but here to be part of Team India, we give a lot of weightage to those points also. So this is very important aspect, which I want all of you to understand the sensitivity of it while you are planning a team, as a mentor when you are forming a team, how well you can take care of those points. Yes, Umesh, you can continue.
Thanks, Gagan. So now I look at some of the important dates that are coming up. So the Coral Rescue Challenge has been revealed on 1st March, and I'm sure all of you are now aware of it. So you need to create a video and you need to submit a video by 1st of April. So we'll be releasing the guidelines for submission of video in a few days' time. So the video will be approximately a 5 minute duration, out of which 60 seconds will cover the match, the video of a robot playing the match. And the rest of the 4 minutes of the video will take care of other things such as what is the constitution of your team, what are the strengths of your team, and why should you be selected for Team India. So we'll be publishing all these requirements very soon in a few days on what all needs to be included in the video. But for now, we would strongly recommend all the teams to get onto your robot and to start solving the challenge and to start shooting that 60-second video where you can showcase your robot in the best light. So after the videos have been submitted by 1st of April, the judges will shortlist the teams for the judging interviews, and the judging interviews will start around 15th of April. They'll go on for about 2 weeks. And then towards the end of April or maybe on 1st of May, we'll be announcing the final team that has been selected for Team India. So all of you, please take a note of these dates. The first deadline that is coming up is 1st of April, where you need to submit the video. So now we'll take up any questions that anyone may have. And on the right-hand side, we have the QR code of the FGC India WhatsApp group. So if any of you have not yet registered yourself, have not yet been added to the group, please go ahead, use this QR code to get added to the group. And now we're open to any questions. So
Also for the registration, if you go to the website and see the process, you can register your team and then you can submit the video and everything later also. So at least the registration you can do beforehand, like once you finalize that these are my 5 students or whatever, you can start the registration process so that we are informed that you are preparing a team and we can help you if you have any query in between, and then obviously by 1st April you are supposed to submit the video of your robot.
So does anyone have any questions?
So, sir, I had a question regarding the game.
Yes, go ahead.
So, can the chairs be moved
No,
by
the
the
chairs,
robot?
no, the chairs cannot be moved with. They are part of the field elements, and the robot is not expected to manipulate or to move the chairs. You're expected
Okay.
to only pick up the seahorse and deliver the seahorse. You're not expected to move any of the field elements.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, Anurag, you can ask the question.
I had a question regarding team. So can we change team after the registration or means after we got selected on the test?
Yes, you can change your team up to the point where you submit the video. Once you submit the video, you cannot change your team because in your video, you need to introduce the team. So all the 5 team members need to be introduced in the video. After that, you cannot change the team. Yeah.
And after that, if there is any issue from the family side or on the logistic point of view, the session takes up anything.
Sorry, could you repeat that question? It was not very clear.
Means after we selected for the team India, and if there is some issue from the family or the logistical issue or some kind of emergency, then what is the
So if I understand correctly, you are asking that after a team has been selected as Team India, and there are some issues due to logistics, how will that be handled? Is that your question?
or logistic or some kind of emergency?
Or time commitment or emergency?
Huh.
So we'll be discussing all these issues in detail when the judging interviews start, because during the judging interviews, we ask each and every team member, and we sometimes even reach out to their parents and ask them about the time commitment and any other activity they're planning. So all this will unfold when the judging interviews happen. And after this, if there are
What?
some unexpected surprises, then we'll have to handle them as they come.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, Manohar, you can go ahead.
Sir, we can launch the seahorse.
No, launching is not allowed. Launching is not allowed.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any other question? No one has any questions on the rubric?
So,
Yeah, go ahead,
what
Dhruv.
is fees of registration?
So if I understand correctly, your question is what is the fees for registration?
Yes, cost.
So there is no fees for registration as such. However, once the Team India is selected, there are a lot of expenses that will have to be adjusted when the Team India is selected and then they start preparing for the competition, especially things like traveling to Panama, and then we need to pay the registration fees to First Global for procuring the robot kit, and a lot of other travel and logistic expenses. So the team is expected to raise this through fundraising, through various fundraising programs that will run once the team is selected for Team India. Gagan, you want to add to that?
Yeah, so for further clarification on this, so ideally to be part of this team India in the initial phase, like to apply, there is no cost, right? You have whatever you have to prepare your robot for this submission. We don't charge anything, but post that, to be part of Team India in the first global final, there is a cost of $10,000 which First Global charges, which covers the basic cost which is related to all the expenses which happens in Panama or any other country where it is happening. And obviously there is another cost of like you building the robot and uh, as Sumesh mentioned for travel related cost. All these expenses generally a team is supposed to raise fund for that. I can give you a data of last 7 years when there has been cases when team has been able to raise more money than what is required. There has been cases when team is not able to raise enough money. So this $10,000, which is the registration fee for First Global if you are selected, STEM education trust like us, we have taken a step where we have either raised money for them to pay for that part of the fees for the team to travel and other building robot related cost. In past when team were not able to raise enough money from corporates and outside, they have pulled in that money from their own pocket. But as I said, there has been cases in past when team were able to raise money to take care of this cost. What STEM education will definitely do for you is to help you for this $10,000 of the cost if you are not able to do. But again, there also we take a subjective view if team has given enough efforts to raise money or not. So we are involved in the fundraising process. You are team is supposed to take the responsibility of raising capital, but we are involved as I said, we also go out to corporates in our network and help them raise money. And as I said in past, when team is not been able to raise money, STEM Education Trust has taken a step forward to pay for that registration cost, which is the cost which is involved at a bare minimum cost. But rest other cost, sometimes teams are able to find some local sponsors or some local bodies which help them in terms of taking care of their arena related cost or the venue to build robot or sometimes team pull in the money from their own pocket for travel related. So yeah, cost is a factor, but at least I can say with my experience that that never becomes a barrier for team not to be there after getting selected. So I think the first key step, and while we are selecting, we as a part of selection process, we cover that aspect also along with the team, that how you will gather the money which is required to be part of this team, and we do take consideration around that, and if exception has to be made around that from our side, we try to discuss that during the selection process. Anurag, you have a question? Feel free to ask us.
I just had small question regarding the video that they have sent. So when recording the video, we need a proper fit or proper fit, like mat or something.
Okay, if I understand your question correctly, when you record the video, when the team records the video of the robot playing the game, do we need any pit or do we need any mat on the floor? Is that your question?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so we have kept a lot of flexibility in terms of the play field that can be used, which is why we are suggesting that you can use, chairs and PVC pipes and buckets in order to construct your play field. When it comes to the floor, uh, it's okay if you have a mat, and it's also okay if you don't have a mat. Either of the situation is fine, as long as your robot can move freely on whatever floor you have. It's fine.
Okay, thank you.
Does anyone have more questions? Since we are overshooted the time, if you don't have any other question, I think I would just love to recap because some of you joined little late in the session. Please go to the first global website after this call or whenever you get a time. That is one. Second is go to the STEM Education Trust website. We'll mention all those links in the group. Request anyone who want to be part of this, like-minded mentors like you, coaches, parents. Feel free to add them to be part of this group so that we can give more information. But for you, two key thing is go to the first global website and go to the STEM Education Trust website to get more information about FGC 2025. It's one of the lifetime opportunity for you and your students. All the past mentors, Minal, Ashwin, Nilesh, Somesh, Shayesh, feel free to reach out to them to know more about it. It's a wonderful experience, I can assure you, for you and your team and your friends. So please give a like thorough thought around this thing, that do you really want to be part of it? And I know it will require some effort in terms of preparing for it, going through the interview process, then getting selected, and after getting selected also there's a long journey. But we have seen transformation in many students who have been part of this in past. It has helped them not just in terms of choosing STEM as a career, but also becoming a confident individual, developing a lot of key life skills, So, and I think it's a once in a lifetime type opportunity. And the good part is that for you to cross the first step, you just need to build a robot through the material which is available. Most of you and your team has done even more complex robot in past. So you can take the first step and try to be increase your odds to be part of the final team. So yeah. And as I said, like please go to the and also like scan this QR code and share with your like if join the group if you have not joined. Anything else, Somesh, Sayesh, if you want to add, or otherwise we can conclude the call.
Yeah, I'm good. So if there are no more questions, we can conclude.
Fine, I think this is good. Yes, Sayesh.
Yeah, just to tell the participants that this event is unlike any other event. This is really a Olympics of sorts. Uh, and the experience that you would gain in this event is unmatched. I witnessed two of them myself, so I can personally vouch it. Last year it was in Athens, the same place where the Olympics started. So every year they find such beautiful venues to host the challenge. So the best time of life you're certainly supposed to have in this event.
All right. Thanks everyone for joining in.
Yeah. Feel
We
free to
look
ask.
forward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Gagan.
Feel free to ask any question in the group.
I wanted to ask what is the minimum age criteria for FGC?
Thank you for asking this question. This is actually one of the key factors. So they have a minimum age of 14 years as a starting point.
Okay.
But again, there I can tell you in past we have been able to take a special permission for 13-year-old student also. But yeah,
Okay.
so minimum age they have made it so that it becomes easier for selection process, but they are open on the lower side of the age as compared to the elder side of the age. So you should not be in the college, like you should not be in the first year of your higher education, but till grade 12 students are accepted, and typically 8th class onwards. But age, as I said, like if there is exception needed, yeah, but the official age defined by them is 14-year onwards.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. Looking forward to seeing you guys in future again, and feel free to ask us any question. Post this as well on the WhatsApp group or directly feel free to DM us. Most likely we'll do more session around if we see a common queries coming from all of you. Thank you.